In the mighty name of Yahuwah, Bahasham Yahawashai, Yahushua HaMashiach. We are going to be breaking down the song of He Won't Go by Adele. Because a lot of us are in seasons where we may be in separation, the second separation, and we have to have some type of clarity from Daddy, which is something that it's a privilege because he doesn't always allow us to know what the next move is or like what's the situation that's at hand. So it says, some say I'll be better without you, but they don't know you like I do, or at least the sides I thought I knew. I can't bear this time. It drags on as I lose my mind, reminded by the things I find, like notes and clothes you left behind. Wake me up when all is done. I won't rest until this battle's won. My dignity's been come undone. So some say I'll be better without you. A lot of people that don't understand your walk because they're not in it tend to have things to say, and a lot of people just say what they think makes sense, and because they're not hearing from Daddy like you are, it gives them the sense of doubt, and they try to feed you doubt. Like, what did the enemy do to Eve? He said, did Daddy really tell you not to eat that fruit? She knew the answer, and she still did it. So you're asking yourself, did he really tell me, did my daddy really tell me that this man is supposed to be my husband? All you have to do is just go back to that moment that he told you. And if you can't find that moment, then you need to ask him for clarity and discernment on what's really going on, because you possibly could be on the wrong path. You possibly could be thinking this counterfeit is the one and it's actually not. So I'll tell you, my ex, I knew he was one man away from my husband. And I knew that because I just knew in my spirit. So he was giving me a hard time. He wasn't faithful to me. And a lot of the characteristics that he has, my kingdom spouse has, like semi. And my kingdom spouse, like when I look in his eyes or when I watch him from afar, I can see how the Most High works in his life. So that's what makes me understand, like that's the clarification that I need, is that when I see his eyes and when I see the way that he works or how he talks to people, I can see Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, in him. And I'll tell you guys something. It says, but they don't know you like I do. The type of bond that you and your husband have, or you and your wife have, is very unique. And because you guys have a sense of home in each other, you guys are exposed to different sides of each other, and a lot of people have not seen that side. So my kingdom spouse was my boss, and him and my relationship were different than other coworkers. He was harder on me, but he bonded with me quicker, and he was able to be himself with me, knowing that I loved him for himself. Me, I guess, I'm my daddy's daughter, so I am a force to be reckoned with. And there were things where I would call him out and be like, you're not supposed to do this, and you need to lead us and be an example, and don't be the do what I say and not what I do. Like, don't do what I say, don't do what I do type thing. And that's hypocritical, and you got to be better than that, because you're coming down on me because everybody's looking at me, but they're actually looking at you. So we always hold each other accountable, and Honestly, I think that's what made me fall in love with him even more, is the fact that we just had this certain bond that nobody else really could touch. And it didn't matter, like, you have to understand, he's my boss, so he wasn't my man. But I'd see other women talk to him like, yeah, whatever. And I, out of respect for him, didn't allow, like, men to just come up. I gotta understand, like, men did come up to me, but I'm already a tough person when it comes down to, like, boundaries. And if I see game right away, I'm not gonna entertain it. He, however, is, it's like a lot of the things that I've learned, he's still learning. So I have to be patient with him because I know that he really kind of just don't know better. And as much as you would think a grown man would, a lot of men don't have fathers in their lives and they've never seen a healthy marriage. So that in turn leaves them ignorant to the fact of what they're supposed to be as a husband. And for women, a lot of women have like trauma bonds with other women because of their mother. And so they become like the toxic version of their mom instead of healing and going through what they need to be, like what they need to go through to be better than that and break generational chains. And so it's like, but they don't know you like I do, or at least the sides I thought I knew. So we think we know a person, but you guys have to understand, if you guys are in this journey with your kingdom spouse and you never made love and never kissed, it's just you guys know of each other and you guys are well with each other. Like, it doesn't have to be a work atmosphere, but like, let's say you guys are going to school together, or there's just there's a specific type of atmosphere you always find yourself with them. And you guys show each other sides that nobody really else knows, but then everybody else that really does know each other, like people that know me, they get a different side of me that I give him, and people that know him, they get a different side that he shows me. So for instance, my homie that I worked with him, he would see that I'm playful with my homie, I'm more expressive with my homie, I'm closer to my homie, and I'm not showing him that same type of love and affection because I take him more seriously. I have more respect for him. And for me, like, I see him talking to other girls and he don't talk to me like that because he can run game on those girls, but he cannot run game on me. So, that's what that is. I can't bear this time. It drags on as I lose my mind, reminded by the things I find, like notes and clothes you left behind. So, in this separation, you guys may be doing a lot of reminiscing, and you guys may be just, if you've written notes, like letters to them, if you've wrote poetry, if you've recorded songs for them, if you've even like drawn out or painted portraits of them, like you look at those things and now you guys are in separation, you guys are not in communication, and it's just like all that stuff reminds you of them. It's just like, what did I do all this for? And so you feel like you're starting to lose your mind because, like, what is this? Like, it's a very strange experience and situation to go through. Wake me up when all is done. I won't rise until this battle's won. My dignity's been come undone. So a lot of you guys are in separation, but you guys are both in resting seasons, and your resting season can consist of you like constantly just being in bed or like not talking to anyone, and like you kind of just box yourself away from everybody. And the people that you do see, they've got to be really close to you. And before you even go see them, like, you have to check in with daddy and be like, well, can I see this person, And if he makes a way for it to happen, then just know that that's ordained. And, you don't really want to look up until like you're on the other side of this. Like, no one really likes the fact that we have to be in separation from our spouse, but you have to understand the significance that it holds, because while your spouse may not be replying to you or talking to you, they're going through their own thing, and you never know that they may not be able to respond to you, but they do appreciate you even checking in, because sometimes they feel like, well, man, I've done so much to push this person away. I don't expect them to receive me how they used to. We put each other through so much. I'm pretty sure she has a different perspective of me than she used to. Maybe she won't love me the same because now that it's truly over, she's not obligated to. But what they don't understand is like, you're just waiting for daddy to do his work within them so that when they do come back, they're ready. And so I don't want you to get your hopes up, but I want you to understand that everybody has their own levels and their own situation. You understand? And a lot of us, it's like my dignity's been come undone. You feel like you've done so much just for a sorry outcome. And like, sometimes you watch movies, right? And it goes like, something traumatic happens, or like there's a situation that happens, and then it goes black, and it goes 3 years later or 5 months later. But you don't see what happens in those 5 months. You don't know what these people have gone through in these 5 months. Now you're on the other side of the separation, which is the black 5 months. And then, you see people in different atmospheres, situations, better environments. And this could be closer to the beginning of the movie. And then you see how the rest of it plays out. So I want you guys to have hope. What I want you to do is, because I'll tell you, me personally, when I first came back into union with my kingdom spouse the first time, actually the second time, the first time I met him, then the second time I reunited with him, now we're in separation again. I expected him to be at least where I was or more. And he was completely opposite. Like, he was still in the world, and I was not. And that brought a lot of anger upon me. So I want you guys to understand, release your expectations of what you want them to come back like, because it could be the exact opposite. What I want you to do is, I want you to put your trust in the Most High. And I want you guys to understand that what he gives you comes with no sorrow. That doesn't mean it doesn't come with any baggage. Like, it doesn't come with peachy keen. But sorrow is like, you're going crazy, you're stalking this person, you're beating people up. Like, daddy's not going to give you nothing trash like that. So I want you to know that your person's only human. But if you allow God to just do his thing, when daddy brings it back around, you'll just see. I want you guys to just observe your person when they come back. Because trust me, they're coming back. And when they do, just observe. Just be loving and just allow them kind of like to do everything. When the time is right, you'll step in and show them like, all right, cool, like, I see you, It says, but I won't go. I can't do it on my own. If this ain't love, then what is? I'm willing to take the risk. I won't go. I can't do it on my own. If this ain't love, then what is? I'm willing to take the risk. So a lot of us have never seen a love or experienced a love like this. And so while you are while you're in this journey, not only is the love very unique, but the whole situation is very unique. Your person's unique, you're unique. The interactions that you guys are having is very unique, and it's nothing like the natural plane. Like, this is not a natural relationship where you could just get with a person and boom, bada bing, bada ba. Like, it's like everything comes, seems like at a price, but you also have to understand that what you do, your person does. And so I remember when I first met my kingdom spouse, he's like, I like to mirror people because that's the only way I can show people like how they're treating me. And I thought that was pretty cool. So, but then he actually meant what he said. And so whatever I did, he would do. I'm like, so what is it? Like, you don't have an identity, or like, what's up? But it's literally because that's how he knows to set boundaries. That's how he knows how to show people, like, I don't appreciate you treating me like this. If I do it to you, are you gonna like it? So what he doesn't know is that no matter how much he does that, he still has his own personality. So in the beginning, he had a resentment towards me when I first came back. And he made it seem like he didn't like me. Like he didn't want me around. He didn't want to talk to me. So I just reciprocated. I was like, all right, you don't want to talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. It is what it is. So I could come into work and not say nothing because I didn't feel like I had to. Like, we're working. What do you want? You know, like, I have manners, but like, you show me you don't like me. All right, stand on it. So he would get mad at me, talk to me in Spanish because he's Dominican. And he's like, you know what that means? I'm like, he's like, you know what that means? I was like, no. I don't know what you're saying. Like, when you come into a place, you say hi to somebody. Dominicans are a lot like black people, and that's crazy because, like, maybe it's not a black thing. Maybe it's just, like, the way people are raised, because it's not only, like, Dominicans, like, Philippines, Mexican, like, all of us who are fair-skinned have a certain way that we're raised up. Haitians, like, Jamaicans, like, we're all raised in a similar way. And so it may seem like black, but it's just how we're all raised, that we like have structure. Our families are deeply rooted in the Most High. So, you know, we all got that same thing going on. And I don't know about Puerto Ricans. I've never really met a Puerto Rican, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with them. But yeah, if he wasn't light skinned, you'd like, if he wasn't a light-skinned Dominican, you would think, like, he's just straight up black. Because, like, the way he talks, I could say, like, back in my household when I was a baby, my birth mother and her husband would always be like, I put that on Daddiey, I put that on Daddiey. And at a young age, I caught on. You're trying to say that you're not lying and you put that on me. If I die, then that means you're lying. Don't do that. But because my daddy had covering over me, and the thing about it is words are very powerful. So understand what I'm saying. My daddy had coverage over me. So even though they were lying, because I'm still living, it's like they're telling the truth. But I'll tell you one thing about witchcraft and how it's so detrimental. They put witchcraft on each other. And then later on down the line, her husband would always say, I'm not going to marry you, I'm going to leave him. I put that on my mother, I put that on my mother, I put that on my mother. And as soon as he married her, his mother passed away. And so, excuse me, that's very serious. Like, I don't mess around with none of that. Like, and you know what's crazy? Even more what's crazy is, like, you have the knowledge, you tell people about it, then they think you're the one doing it. It's like, do you think I would expose the enemy if I was working with the enemy? Like, come on, make it make sense. I'm exposing the enemy so you can understand and have wisdom and discernment on other people, not me. I'm not the one doing it. Are you crazy? About to say, are you stupid? But like, no, like, for real. Like, don't do that to me, because I'm not the one. I'm not going to do that to you or myself. Because when people do that to other people, they do it to themselves. All right. It says, so petrified. I'm so scared to step into this ride. What if I lose my heart and fail the climb? I won't forgive me if I give up trying. I heard his voice today. I didn't know a single word he said. Not one resemblance from the man that I met. Just a vague and broken boy instead. And so, you guys are going to come back into communication. And you're going to be like, they may come at you in a type of energy where they're like being vulnerable with you and like telling you things, like they're just pouring their heart out to you, and you're like, what, who are you? Like, you're not the man that I met. You sound like a vague and broken boy instead. And it's like all right, cool. If they come to you like that, please, with all your heart, protect them and love them, and just shelter them. Like how a mother would their child when they come home from school. Like, sometimes parents, we get children, right? They start growing up, they get into high school. They feel they're destined towards us. They don't tell us nothing. We have to kind of like try to pry it out of them. And then one day they just come home. This is out of the blue. They don't know. They don't do this. They'd rather run to their friends than go to you. But here they are in your lap, crying, broken. And as much as you have questions like, well, why are you here now? Every parent, whether you want to believe it or not, their emotions get hurt by their children. So sometimes there's resentment that they know they can't show their child because they know they need to be the rock for their child. But it's just like, why are you coming to me now? How come, like, like, what's going on? This is odd behavior. And so something must really be going on. Sometimes it is something going on. Other times they just really miss being your child. So your kingdom spouse may come and it may be an odd behavior, but they know who you are. They know that you're home. And sometimes, like, there'll be a point where they just are going to fold and just be like, you know what? I really need you. And that'll be a start of a new relationship, because that lets them know, like, I can still come to you no matter, like, if I've been away or anything like that. You still love me. You really do love me. Like, you really love me. Like, you're my mom and you still accept me. No matter what I put you through and how much of a muck I've been running. Like, you're still here for me. And so a lot of people don't understand that when parents are like that with their children, they create an atmosphere where their children starts doing that more. It's kind of like when you give a stray cat food, then they come back for more. Well, now your children are coming back for more comfort. They start opening up to you a lot more. Now you guys are getting a bond that you guys never had before. And because now they're older, you guys are able to talk about so many different things. Same thing with your kingdom spouse. Like, before your kingdom spouse, like, they would go to their friends or go to other girls for fulfillment and not come to you, knowing that you're there for them. And then they come to you, finally they fold, and they come to you and they just know, like, okay, she's welcoming, she's loving, she's patient, she's kind. She loves me and respects me as a man, even though I'm not my full capacity. I'm not my full capacity. She still respects me as if I'm the king, like, she makes me feel like a king. So then they start coming more and more, and they start opening up to you, and then they start showing you sides of them that you never thought that they had. And then you start seeing a beauty within them, and then you guys have a relationship that you guys didn't have at first, and you guys went through so much, but now you guys are in a honeymoon that lasts forever because it comes from daddy. And that's how it goes. So the chorus says, but I won't go. I can't do it on my own. If this ain't love, then what is? I'm willing to take the risk. Okay, and so now that they're back, you're taking the risk of just being open like you usually are. Sometimes you want to close up and protect yourself, but you opening up is allowing them to open up. You may feel like there's times where you're not being poured into, but that's why you have to go to daddy, because he pours into you, which in turn allows you to pour into them. When they start getting the gist of everything, then they start pouring into you. You guys pour into daddy by worship, obedience, prayer, fasting, and unionship. Okay? It says, there will be times we'll try to give it up, bursting at the seams, no doubt. We almost fall apart, then burn to pieces, but watch them turn to dust. Oh, to watch them turn to dust, but nothing will ever tame us. So, now, before the separation, there's been a lot of things that you guys have been going through. He is getting on your nerves, and you're getting on his nerves. Y'all don't want to be around each other, and y'all like, why are we in this, you know? I know between me and my husband, it was like, he was the boss, I'm the co-worker. I could quit and he could just fire me. We could just be done. But every time we felt that, we both had a fear of letting each other go. I had a fear of him firing me. He had a fear of me just walking away. So we dealt with a lot. We put each other through a lot. And there was times where we yelled at each other. Not in a toxic way, but he does have like big daddy vibes. For the simple fact, like, he just don't play games. He don't play games. He's like, if I'm in a mood, he'll send me home, or he'll tell me to clean it up before he send me home. Me, with him, like, I tell him, like, watch your mouth. You're not gonna talk to me like that, cause you're too handsome to be disrespecting me like that. Doesn't make you look cute. He will correct himself just like I would, right? And then we almost fall apart. Like, it's that thing where it's just like, do I want to continue to do this? You know, but nothing will ever tame us. You know, to watch him turn to dust, but nothing will ever tame us. So we may be going through things where it's like, let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. Then at the end of the day, all the smoke clears, and you're just like, dang, I really still love this person. I remember this time I was on the bus going to work, and I was so upset. I was angry. I was just so mad. But like, what made me cry is like, I know I'm not going nowhere. Like, I love him so much. This is it. I love him, and I'm not gonna go anywhere. In marriage, I want you guys to understand there will be ups and downs. You cannot just run away when you feel like things are getting tough. You go towards it, and you see the longevity. People look at that. They be like, that's the meaning of love. This is what marriage looks like. You have to set the example if you've never seen it. Be a leader, not a follower. And those were the words my birth mother would always tell me. I took some good things from her, but initially, she has to be delivered from the Most High. She don't have to clean herself up to go to Jesus Christ, but she has to clean herself up before she comes to me, because whatever she's not doing right bleeds into my life, and I can't afford that. However, because Jesus is so pure and he's so beautiful, he can take her on and not even be affected in no way, shape, form. So it says, I won't go. I can't do it on my own. If this ain't love, then what is? I'm willing to take the risk. And you guys knowing that you love this person, that you're not going to go anywhere, that you guys may have tried to walk away, that you guys have seen each other at each other's worst because of what each other have done to each other, you're still willing to take that risk because you know what God gives you is for you. And whatever he sends out, don't come back to him void. Like, he's not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. Okay? And then here's the separation. This is what you're thinking about. You're like, will he still remember me? Will he still love me even when he's free? Or will he go back to the place where he will choose the poison over me? When we spoke yesterday, he said to hold my breath and sit and wait. I'll be home so soon, I won't be late. So, this is happening. He's coming back. She's coming back. They love you so much. You love them as well. You've been standing in the gap. You've been like praying and fasting. You've been talking to Daddy. You've been holding on with your dear life. And before they come back, you have this thing in your mind where it's like, we're separated already. Is he gonna remember me or is he gonna move on? Like, that's what this is like. Or will he still choose the poison on me over me? It's like, okay, will he still remember me? Will he still love me even when he's free, or will he go back to the place where he will choose the poison over me? So your kingdom spouse may be in a different state, in a different country, in a different city maybe, and you guys are just not in the communication. Daddy has closed that door, and you're like, okay, so when they come back, when they're free, is he going to still love me, or is it gonna go back to them thoughts, them floozies, you know? Is that the poison he's gonna choose over me? And to let you know what's gonna happen, he's gonna call you. And he's gonna say, calm down, hold your breath, just sit and wait. Sit and wait for your kingdom spouse. Stand for them, love on them, even while they're not with you. Because they'll be home so soon and they will not be late. God knows what he's doing. And I'll tell you one thing right now, you know, our time is not his time. His ways and his thoughts are higher than ours. So trust me, when your kingdom spouse is back, they will be on time. He won't go. He can't do it on his own. If this ain't love, then what is? He's willing to take the risk. He's willing to take the risk because in this time of separation, he's done a lot of thoughts. He's done a lot of praying. He understands that that's what attracts you to him or her. And they know that you'd be so proud of them if they go to Christ. They know that you'd be so proud of them if they get baptized. They know that you'd be so proud of them if they get saved. Now, they're not doing any of these things for you. They're doing it for their own journey. But they know what comes with that. Let me tell her what happened. And you're gonna love on them and be happy and yell and be like, I'm so proud of you. And because sometimes they don't get that from their adult men now. They're adult women now. And so they don't get applauded like they used to when they were children. Let's see your children makes up their bed. Good job, Charlie. I'm proud of you. Like, they're older now. They're not going to get that. Just going to be like, it's what you're supposed to do. But you're someone different. And the little good things that they do, you would totally exalt it. And you like let them know, good job, keep going. Which allows them to be a better self of themselves. Same thing with you. When you're doing good things and you're like, but I've been a good girl, or I've been doing you right, you know, I've been loyal to you. Yes, you have, and good job. Keep going. You know, it's a reciprocal thing. You understand? And so, he is gonna take the risk because he knows it's gonna be a win-win. A win is a win. A win is a win. So it says, because he won't go. Or it says, so I won't go. He can't do it on his own. If this ain't love, then what is? I want to take the risk. So you won't go because now he's turned around. God has turned his heart around. He has softened his heart, blessed him with wisdom and discernment. He has opened his eyes and took out the veil so now he can see spiritually. And now he's coming to you. So you see his efforts coming to you as the efforts that you put in the past. And like, you know what? I see you. I'm going to meet you. I'm not going to go because you're here and you can't do it on your own. I won't allow you to do it on your own because I love you. And, you know, I won't go. because he won't go. He can't do it on his own. If this ain't love, then what it is, we're willing to take the risk. Now you guys are both in agreement. You guys are in alignment with the Most High, and you're willing to do what it takes to, see this thing through. And it's gonna be so beautiful. I can't wait for you guys. I want you guys to drop down and below, like in the comments, give me your testimonies, and just let me know like what's going on. You know, if this is for somebody, send this to somebody. And you know, hopefully you guys feel led to subscribe. You know, like this video so that I can get more algorithm, like so this can like hit other people's algorithm. That way people that have been fasting and praying to Daddy can get this video as confirmation of what's going on. Okay. So I won't go. I can't do it on my own. If this ain't love, then what is? I'm willing to take the risk. So at this point, now, you know, you're willing to take the risk because it's been a long time coming. And I'll tell you this right now. You're gonna hear it. Good job, my servant. My well and faithful servant. Don't give up faith. Don't give up faith, because this will all be worth it at the end. One thing my daddy had reminded me tonight through another person is that sometimes we're gonna see the thing about it's by faith, not by sight, right? By sight, your kingdom spouse may be not talking to you. By sight, you may not have any money. By sight, you may be alone. By sight, all this and this and that. But by faith is believing what you can't see. And also it's having faith in and it's kind of like bringing forth what is not present, like calling forth what is not present yet. And so when you do that, when you like, okay, you know what, this is what it looks like now, but this is what my daddy said. Remember what your daddy said. It's not by fight, it's not by sight, but by faith. If you know what I'm saying, kind of just like allow that to click, because you know what I'm saying and you have the better saying of what I'm saying. So not by faith, but not by sight, but by faith. Give me a second. Okay. We live by faith, not by sight. We call things forth. We call things forth that are not as though they are. Okay. So, yeah. Keep this in mind. This battle's already won. You literally already have victory. Because our Father is before us. Our Father will go ahead of us. And as He goes ahead of us, nothing really could go wrong because He has victory. He is controlling everything. And so I wanted to be obedient and just put this word out. I love you guys so much, but Daddy loves you even more. Stay prayed up and stay standing in the gap. Stay faithful. Understand that a righteous man will fall 7 times, but get right back up. So if you backslid or made a mistake, that's not going to stop any of this from happening. I hope you know that. Just get back up and watch yourself and have Daddy go ahead of you. So I love you so much and have a beautiful, blessed night. Shalom.